All right, we'll go ahead and resume the call with Oregon State coach Gary Andersen. Oregon State is home taking on Weber State on Friday night. We'll go ahead and take questions for Coach.
To ask Coach a question, please press star 1. Your first question comes from the line of Kevin Gimbel, ESPN.com.
Hey, Coach, I know you previously addressed the quarterback situation, saying it's going to be sort of on a play-by-play basis. I'm just curious, what's your best-case scenario for each guy? What are you looking for out of them?
Well, really, one and the same from both of them. Their ability to be able to manage the team is very, very important. Their ability to make plays that allows the offense to keep functioning down the field. And that's easily said. It's a little bit harder done. So they both can run our base offense, and then there's some specialty plays that fits their ability level, and it is a little bit different in certain situations. You know, Seth is obviously a very talented runner. Marcus has played in a Division I system for a whole other year, more than Seth, which allows him to be able to have a little bit more of a concept in the throwing game and what have you.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
And your next question comes from the line of Steve K., SK Media.
Coach, wanting to know what your team is going to have to do to beat Weber State. What are your strengths and what are their strengths and weaknesses?
Well, you know, I don't know if you really know what your strengths are walking into the first game or the weaknesses of the other team as you go through it. So you study the film. First game to me is you worrying about you and putting your athletes, the best 11, best 15, 16, whatever you have on each side of the ball that you end up playing with for most of those snaps throughout the game in the best positions to be able to win. I think it's important for us in our first year is to remember it does not matter what the coaches know, it matters what the players know. And that's where we are. That's today's practice. So I ended up being about a minute late here. We ended up having to go over a couple more things that we may have thought we knew as coaches and we didn't quite know as players. So that's a constant battle, especially the first year as you go through if you go through the year. But taking care of yourself is number one priority, taking care of the football, all the things, that's a lot of coach talk that comes into that, but that's a top priority when you're a young team trying to find a way to win some football games.
Again, to ask Coach a question, please press star 1. And your next question comes to the line of Kevin Duke, Ben Bulletin.
Hi, Coach Andersen. I'm curious about how the defense is coming along and specifically the linebacking core, as they're going to be pretty important in your 3-4. Just talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, they've going against ourselves, we've made some real good strides. There's 4 or 5 very, very young kids there. Joshua James has been a nice leader for us. The other kids are working hard to become better and better players, and I expect them to play well on Friday night. We'll see exactly where they are, but many of them are going to take their first time in their careers that they're going to take substantial reps in the game when the game is meaningful and on the line. Like a lot of this team is going to be in that same situation. But hard-working kids, they take coaching well. They've changed their base quite a bit over this last eight months, I suppose it is about now, and we're going to see. We'll all find out a lot more about them, but I expect them to play at a high level, and they'll be basically try to be too deep, like we're trying to be all the way across the defense, which you need in this league to have a chance to win.
And your next question comes from the line of Brandon Garside, Sender Examiner.
Hey, Coach, just wondering how this week is different in that, your personal connection with not only Jay Hill but Corey Hall and a lot of those guys on that coaching staff.
Yeah, it makes me feel old to have guys that I recruited as a head coach, all those guys that are playing. But, from a preparation standpoint, I've done this a few times now, playing against somebody who's a close friend or coaches that you've been with in the past, and I guess the older you get, the more that you cross those people's paths. But I'm proud of a lot of the kids on that staff, where they've gone, how they've grown up, and where they sit. You want to make sure, again, you don't try to talk yourself into things, because Jay was with us for a long, long time at Utah, and obviously played there and coached there for a long time. And he's going to do what he's going to do, but you don't have all the answers. So just run your offense, run your defense. But it's fun to see him be successful. I always say this: if I had a choice to not play people that I'm very close with, I'd probably not play them. But I keep running into them. So it seems like every year I got one of those guys on the schedule, and this year it's Jay.
And what were you able to, watching film from last year, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you on Friday?
Well, they're going to do what they do on offense. So they're going to want to run the football. They're going to shift in motion and try to cause pre-snap situations where you run sound, and that's the most difficult thing right now I worry about is us being able to keep our composure and be able to handle all the different formations that come our way in the shifts. It's very difficult. We do a lot of that also, so hopefully our practicing against our offense has helped us in that area. That's a concern. And then, you worry just about it's not so much about Weber, it's about us. It's about us handling the adversity that comes our way. There's going to be good things and bad things that come our way. How are we going to stay in the moment? Can we just stay even keel and play, or are we going to act like a youthful team that is up and down emotionally like a roller coaster? If we're like that, then it'll be that's a tough way to play.
Any additional questions for Coach? All right, that'll do it. Gary, hey, thanks for your time today, and good luck this week.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Apologize for being a couple minutes late.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Bye.
We'll see you.